All that smoke is coming from the big city? Wait, why do I just not like my body like at all? Do I want to join the Boy Scouts? I mean, it'll make me more masculine and manly, so yeah, sign me up. What the heck? My hair, it went from soft and straight to curly and thick. What is this thing on my neck? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I just love, love, love having all girls as friends. I don't want anything to do with boys. I just hate the way I look. Hate my hair and I hate my body. And no matter what I put on it, I just never look right. Mom, do you think that we could get me some Aeropostale or American Eagle teas? Why does it feel so weird having ball hair finally? I mean, most of their boys are like this much taller than me and they have pit hair and some of them have peach fuzz. I just don't understand why I feel this way. Wait, you can do that with your junk? How? I was just in the boys' bathroom at lunch just crying my eyes out. I'm confused. I really like the emo style. I like the hair and I like the clothes and the skinny jeans, everything except for the depression and self-harm and music, but I like everything else. Oh my God, Dad, this band, Van Halen, they're freaking amazing. Do you have any other suggestions? I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna grow my hair out and I'm going to wear skinny jeans and wear black band tees, but not emo tees, rock tees. I'm gonna try to get my mom, I'm gonna try to convince her to dye my hair black. So I have this crazy idea to go to Halloween as a teenage girl, but in order to do that, I'd have to have a U-neck tee and inserts or a bra and a wig, and I have a lot of chest acne that I don't want to show off. I don't think my mom would even agree with that anyway. Okay, new plan. I'm gonna go as a goth and I'm gonna get temporary like black spray paint hair, get my fingernails done and do my lips and eyeshadow and get like a skull tee, black pants. I'm gonna get a stud belt and start wearing black Converses. Okay, maybe I won't dye my hair black in the future because it didn't look that good. Okay, so there's a boy up the street from my dad's house that I was in a closet with, and like in the weeks after that, we ended up getting intimate like 6 or 7 times. His dad even caught us. And when we had our last time, I said, I'm ready for the girls now. And I also couldn't get anything to come out of me. So I just put up my actual first profile picture on Facebook, and it's actually of my face and not Eddie Van Halen's or with Eddie Van Halen's name for the profile. And I don't think that my hair type is going to work as an emo hairstyle, but what I could do is I could just grow my hair as long as possible. That seems like a plan, doesn't it? I think it'd be really cool to start a YouTube channel and just document my hair growing. I want to do my hair up just like Justin Bieber's for Easter. I got one of those temporary dark brown hair dyes, get the swoop in like he has, but I hate Justin so much. I hate how he looks. And I hate his music. I hate him. So I love having the long hair and I love just looking like I'm straight out of the 1980s. I think it really suits me and it's making me and my body feel less awkward. I feel like I might be confusing people because I have long hair and they're trying to guess if I'm a boy or a girl, but the most important part is I love my hair. Hold up, I have to put my hair back in a ponytail for chemistry labs. I mean, if I do that, I feel like I'm gonna be just like so girly, and I'm not a girl. OMG, my hair's at my shoulders. What would happen if I just went and used the girls' bathroom at school? I mean, would I get kicked out or anything? Because I feel like I look just like them and the boys just tease me and make fun of me when I'm doing up my hair and they're just using the urinal, and I would never use the urinal ever. I'm just super supportive of people who are gay or lesbian or bi, and I think it'd be really great if all 50 states just had gay marriage legalized. But I don't know if there's any of those kinds of people in my high school. I mean, there's people that we have our suspicions of, but no one's officially come out of the closet. People on my videos keep saying that I look like a girl, and usually it's an ugly girl. Why do they think I look like a girl at all? I'm a man without facial hair, but a man. So I'm going to college to make my videos professionally, and I'm gonna fit right in with my long hair. Another one of the boys at my school that had long hair just like me just cut his hair for 50 bucks at the barber shop. Why would he do that? Wait, what do you mean I can't donate blood? Just because I had sex with a guy like 2 years ago? I mean, it didn't even mean anything. It meant nothing. But the nurse did say that my iron was a bit low, so I'll just tell my dad my iron's low and that's why I couldn't donate. So I have this crazy idea to dye my hair hot pink for the last day of high school. And my cousin really wants to do my makeup, but what if someone comes out with like a professional thing for my videos and I just look like a girl and can't be taken seriously? So I'm finally going to college in Chicago in a few weeks, and I don't know how I feel about just putting my hair back and doing this on my face, but I also don't want to be attacked or jumped or like I look like really girly, and I don't want to look girly. Plus my family is giving me so much grief, and people are just making fun of me online for having long hair as a guy. And I think I'm just gonna cut it all off and start over. I don't even look like myself anymore. I look 15, but I'm almost 18, and I just shaved for the first time. That's exciting. And I'm just remembering now that I never had a girlfriend in high school. When I'm getting ready for bed, I just wear gym shorts and I don't wear a t-shirt, but I don't want my roommates to see me shirtless, and I definitely don't want to see my roommates' friends with me shirtless. So usually what I do is if I hear the door opening, I'll go sprint into bed so they don't see me with a shirt off. Ugh, my hair is taking forever to grow out. I feel like the first time around it wasn't this hard. So I just found this church called Urban Village Church, and I went to their sermon, and they're pro-gay and they're pro-everything. And they have people there that have had so many different paths to Christ, and not just families who brought their own kids and then their grandkids and so on, and were just raised in the church. People that all wanted to be at church were ex-church goers but found a community and were able to say that they were gay and Christian. And I just think that that's really incredibly beautiful. So last night I was up really late just watching YouTube videos, and I found this YouTuber. Her name's Jazz Jennings. She's a 13-year-old transgender teenager, and I think she's just amazing. I very vaguely remember a person posting on my college class of 2017 Facebook group saying that they were transgender. I'm gonna try reaching out to him and seeing if he would be interested in doing a video interview for one of my classes that's talking about like happiness on all fronts. So Goldie is so cool. I met him, and I had a list of questions to ask him about being trans and just being different in life, and I feel like I learned so much, and he's such a great guy. That was certainly a big rush. So it's the last couple days of the school year, and they have the common room of each floor of my dormitory as like a get rid of your things. And some people were getting rid of clothes, so I figured I'd just go over there and grab a few things. I got a push-up bra and a mini skirt and a spaghetti top, and I tried them all on, and I didn't look that bad. I'm very content on being a man who sometimes wears women's clothes, and sometimes I'll even wear the push-up bra for like the entire day when I'm out mowing my dad's lawn. And it'll be really helpful once I finally get a girlfriend, because I'll be able to take her bra off like that, like really quickly. So I just got out of the psych ward at Northwestern Hospital. I was there almost 2 weeks. I've just had this horrible depression like all summer, and it got worse in September. I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression and had no idea what anxiety was, and this was on the day of my 19th birthday. I was not able to talk in a straight line, and I was like stumbling around the streets of Chicago at like 2 a.m. for like an hour and a half, and I chain smoked a bunch of cigarettes. And before I even did all that, I was literally just in the bathroom, and I was looking in the mirror, and I didn't see myself. I saw some other being. I didn't recognize myself at all, and I literally just ran away from that person out of the bathroom and out onto the streets of Chicago. I really have to get a handle on myself. I almost died earlier this month. I took more than a month of Ativan and like 6 Risperidols, and I was in the hospital again. That was the 3rd time I tried to take my life, and I don't have any memory for an entire day after like a minute taking those pills. It's a miracle that I'm still alive. So there's been a development, and I've been doing a lot of research into what I might possibly be, and I found out that I'm bigender, and I'm also pansexual. So bigender is technically in the gender fluid area. I feel like a man like half the time and a woman like half the time. I'm not transgender in any way, but I do feel like I would be happier in a woman's body, if that makes any sense. And I've also decided that I'm never gonna change my name ever. Hi, my name is Jamie, and I am a recently out of the closet transgender girl. I'm 19 years old, and I just came out to my family at Dolly Parton's Dollywood water park where I bought a bikini, and that's how it came out to my family. And I feel so happy that I found myself. I just got out of the psych ward here, and I went in 3 times this year and 4 times last year, so that's 7 times I've been in and out of there. And my psychiatrist diagnosed me with gender identity disorder. So I just met this absolutely amazing person at an LGBT youth group for Halloween, and they said I can take them out and I would be the girlfriend. I've never been a girlfriend ever. So my dysphoria has gotten so bad that I started wearing my underwear in the shower, and it's really been helping me. I have a designated underwear for the shower. So I just messaged this guy that I was with when I was 15, and he took my virginity away, and you'll never guess what he said. He said that he actually knew I was trans or some sort of gender variant all the way back in 8th grade in 2008. And I'm wondering if I had started school here in Illinois instead of New Jersey, that maybe possibly I could have came out earlier. This is just so mind-boggling to me. So I just got a job at Ross Dress for Less, and they seem to like me in the fitting rooms, and so I'm using this as kind of like a bridge so that I can figure out like women's sizing and like fashion and everything, and I hope it goes well. I just got my blood hormone levels back for my testosterone, and it was at 379. I'm 21 years old, almost 22, and it just makes sense why I don't have any sperm or why I took so long to start shaving. But what the heck is this thing for? Isn't this supposed to be created from lots of testosterone? Why is it so big and why is it so pointy? So I just came out to my YouTube audience as a transgender woman more than 2 years after I came out to myself. It's Thanksgiving, and I thought that putting that video out would make my family think that they should be calling me Jamie, but they never did. And people were commenting on my video and saying that I was faking being trans and faking like being very off since I cut my hair when I was 17. They saying everything was just weird with me since then. So I just hit 3 years of hair growth, which is longer than I've ever grown my hair when I was between 14 and 17. I'm longer than that now. It took me until now to stop wearing underwear in the shower. That's 2 years and 7 months I was doing that. My dysphoria is definitely down, but I don't think that I will ever be able to get my mom to understand that I'm trans. We just argue and argue. I cuss at her, and that's the only time I ever cuss, is when I'm mad at this with my gender. So the same guy that I was with at 15 and then apologized to when I was 20 and said that he knew I was trans in 8th grade, we're together now, like officially, relationship, and he's also my first boyfriend. You know, I don't know if I'm 100% transgender. I might have a little bit of non-binary in me, but only because I don't like really wearing dresses or doing makeup or nails or anything, and I don't feel like I need to be that to be a woman. I feel like I'm more of a tomboy than like a full girl. So does that mean I call myself transgender and non-binary? Do I try out she, they pronouns and see how it goes, or what do I do here? I'm definitely hitting a point where I feel like I don't know how much longer I can last if I don't get the chance to medically transition. I really need to make changes, and very soon. So I've worked at Ross for the past 3 years now, and I finally came out to my coworkers yesterday. I had them all in a meeting, and I told them I was trans, and I've been going by Jamie since like 6 months into working here, so that wasn't new. But everyone except one person is accepting me, and everyone's calling me she, or they're correcting themselves like right away. So that's nice. So I just bought this cream from Amazon. It's called Estroil, and it's 175 milligrams of estroil. It's supposed to be like a weak form of estrogen. So is this considered the beginning of my transition or no? I finally did it. I had my appointment with Planned Parenthood yesterday. The appointment was like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and so they asked me all sorts of questions, and even complimented my hair, and they told me everything that was going to happen to my body, my mind, and side effects and all that. Literally like 3 hours after my appointment started, I picked up my pills. It's about time. I mean, I'm 25, almost 26, and I came out at 19. That's a long time. Oh my god, I have a bud. I have a bud with like a peach-sized shape behind my nipple, and I'm actually lactating? Like, isn't that crazy? I kept trying to feel them through my shirt at work when nobody was looking, and it really hurt to touch them, but I really loved touching them. And I just took like $400 out of my banking account and gave it to my lawyer, who is my aunt's boyfriend, and he's gonna help me get my name legally changed over the next couple weeks. So I just read a letter that I wrote to my mom on our therapy session, and just as I expected, she doesn't support me, and she wishes that I started testosterone instead of estrogen. She doesn't understand why I want to transition, despite me like explaining it to her in several different ways over the past like 6 years. Like, I've given her 6 years and she doesn't get it yet. She wants me to wean myself off of the estrogen and just not take it until I'm moved out. But I know that she can pry it from my cold, dead hands because I am never getting off of it. So it's getting extremely sketchy going to bathrooms, both at work and in public. What happens is I'll be standing at the sink and I'll be washing my hands, and a man will come in, he'll walk right back out, and I assume look at the sign to make sure he's in the men's, come right back in, and he'll either smile or chuckle a little bit or try to interact with me in some way. And that's just freaky, and I am not comfortable at all using the men's restroom. I'm 7 or 8 months into my transition, so I have boobs and I have some hips and I have the long hair. I've always had long hair. So I essentially look like a woman in the men's restroom. So I was just out eating at a buffet called Golden Corral, and I went to the bathroom, the men's bathroom, and a man walks out and he's like, "What are you doing here? Women's restroom's over there." So I turned around and went in the women's restroom. I was like so nervous to go in there, but it felt so natural to me. And there weren't any urinals. I haven't used a urinal maybe about once in my life, like 5 times standing up. So I mean, it makes sense that I use a bathroom that just has toilets. And everyone that uses the women's restroom actually looks a lot closer to what I look like than in the men's restroom. So I think it's for the best that I start using the women's restroom. I've also gained like 50 pounds since I began my transitions. So I just got my taxes back from last year, and I think I'm gonna try laser hair removal. I just really hate shaving every day, you know? I can't believe I just got fired from my first full-time job. I lost my insurance and I need to sign up for Medicaid. I had to pay $74 like 3 days after I got fired just for my hormones. And I also just got my very first trans girlfriend, and she's figuring out all the spots that actually have sensation now. She's also recommended me start looking into surgeries because Illinois Medicaid does pay for a lot of surgeries for trans people. So me and her are no longer together. We were together like 2 months. It was wonderful. And she convinced me to go on shots instead of pills that I take every day. So she taught me how to do my first shot because she's been doing that since day one. And oh my gosh, it's so much easier than taking pills in the mouth at night, especially if they get on your teeth. It does hurt quite a bit, but it's worth it and I can power through. So I just had my first surgery consultation at Resch in Chicago for facial feminization surgery. And I was one of 4 girls in the waiting room that was waiting for the same doctor, and one of them was the exact same age as me, 28. I'm going to be getting a brow reduction, and so it'll make my forehead smaller. And I'm also going to be getting my chin and jaw shaved, and they're finally going to get this thing out of me, as well as give me a rhinoplasty. So I'm excited. So I just got back from Chicago and everything's all swollen. I have about 50 staples from this ear to this ear up above. So they cut about 1 inch in my hairline so that it will heal up and I won't have a scar on my forehead. Then they cut into my mouth from all 3 places. They shaved down this and my chin, and they also cut like underneath my chin here so they could get to this and shave that down. And they were gonna do my nose, but I opted out because they wanted to do 2 surgery dates, one September 25th and one November 27th. And I couldn't afford to take that much time off of work, so I just did all this. I'll have to get that taken care of another time. And I especially can't wait to see this flat. I've waited so long for this to be flat. I can't fucking believe it. I mean, I look better, I do. I look about 30%, 40% better, but this is still here. They cut into it and it's still 100% there. Nothing looks different. And honestly, looking at pictures before surgery, I don't look that much different. And I wish I could go back and tell them to cut here because they weren't gonna get anything from here, and I'm just so overwhelmed and I don't feel like it was worth it to have that surgery. I should have requested to have literally everything done on my face, and that way it'd be unrecognizable. And I wish I could have asked my doctor if he could have did it like in 3 days instead of like 2 months apart, because I have literally known girls that have gotten like everything done in the course of like a week, and yet I'm sitting here looking like I look almost exactly the same as I did last year. I hate it. I wanted to have minimal surgeries and look naturals and everything last, but now I just wish I had gotten everything so I could look hot, you know? I can't believe that I just relapsed. I just had an attempt for the first time in 10 years, and I was on an IV for 4 straight days, 96 hours. And then I spent 5 days in the psych ward again. I'm so disappointed in myself, and now Trump's back in office, and I'm really scared, and I hope I make it the next 4 years. And I do live in Illinois, so I should be okay. I hope I'm okay. In the same week that I had my 6-month post-op for my face, I had my consultation for vaginoplasty or gender reassignment surgery. And the plan is I'm going to be having both of them done at the same time. So one doctor's going to be down here and one doctor's going to be here. But the only thing is, now that I have work insurance and I'm working full time again, I have to make up the deductible. And so I have to wait like 2 or 3 years to have the surgery now. It took me until 29 years and 9 months to finally do it, but I have my own apartment with no roommates. And it's small, but it's all mine. It is just my starter apartment, and I will be moving into a new place, a better place, a year after surgery. That's the plan. And I also just bought a camera, this one. I ended up selling my old one when I needed money 2 years ago when I got fired. And I want to start making videos relating to being trans and my life and experiences. And I need my creative spark back that I once had, that I love doing. So change of plans. I need to get my surgery done as soon as possible, as soon as they'll allow me, because I honestly don't think I'm gonna make it 2 or 3 years without having the surgery. My dysphoria right now is the absolute worst it has ever been, including when I was just wearing my underwear in showers. I bought this like $500 laser hair removal device online, and it's just been irritating my skin, and it's not doing anything at all. And I would need to do it like every 3 days for the next year and a half or so. I also work retail, and I've worked retail like the past 10 years of my life. And I don't see being able to have a work schedule where I can have dilation 3 times a day for 30 minutes each. So I'm thinking that a minimal depth vaginoplasty might be more my speed and would be much more easier to take care of. I finally got all 3 of my surgery recommendation letters for gender reassignment surgery. I got one from my psychiatrist, then my therapist, and now the one who prescribed me hormones, who's my general care doctor, who got transferred from Planned Parenthood about 7 months ago. And now all I have to do is wait for those letters to come back from insurance. It's been such a long road, and I'm finally going to have my complete body. Hopefully I'll have it between fall and winter this year, right around my 31st birthday. And that all was my entire transition timeline from the time I was 6 years old, 5-6 years old. Also known as the trans pipeline, or my personal favorite, TRANSSIGNS, one word. I really enjoyed sharing that with you, and I want to use some of these as a base for individual videos, but I realize it's also been a very long video, and so I will let you go until next time. So please don't forget to follow over there or subscribe down there. Like or favorite this video, and be sure to leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you want to just say your timeline. The comments are open for anything you like to say to me. And so like that, I'm gonna say goodbye. My wonderful gals, guys, and everybody in between. Take care of yourself and keep it casually authentic. Love, Andrea.